Good morning, everybody. It's Happy Chappy. So, not only want to wish everybody a happy Easter, of course, the rain's going again. Getting a little better at doing some more videos and getting them out there, getting some consistency. So maybe I can get some subscribers, and if not, that's fine. It's also getting stuff off my mind. So, happy Easter. Easter. So, I know for me, growing up, like I was very young when we did go to church, and not for too long, and then we just stopped going. I was told, because the priest had left, and they didn't like the new priest, and that was pretty much a decision made by my grandmother. So everybody just fell in order. And since I came to God, I wish we had gone to church more. We were Episcopalian, so we really didn't understand, except for the sit, rise, and what have you. But I know, like, a lot of parents say, well, the children go to school, and it's the teacher's job to teach them. But it's our job as parents to raise them. Not only raise them in a correct way, but also raise them with what is pretty much true, or to beliefs. But even as parents, as opposed to raising biased children, we should be able to give them information of both sides. So, Easter can be the pagan worship of the goddess of fertility. And we can give them that information and take the time ourselves to learn. So while we're teaching children, we can learn ourselves. Again, Easter, also that Christ has risen from the sins that he has paid for our lives. So which way you believe, yet we all, I won't say all, but for the ones that do celebrate Easter, when the children become of certain age, it can be explained to them. Now, I know when they're younger, we want them to be that happy surprise of the candy and the searching of the eggs. Fine. But like with my children, Christmas. Now, there are some that will say they don't believe in Christmas. There are some that do believe in Christmas, and then when the kids get of a certain age, they're like, oh, so now you don't believe in Santa Claus. Now you know it's mommy and daddy. But I've seen the posts, and I've seen like the explanations, and a better understanding that Christmas isn't just about what we perceive to be. And if you look at history and what was taught years ago of the Saint Nicholas and the gifts that he would give. Also, when I was a kid, I don't know about too many of you, we would get an orange in our stocking every year from my grandmother. And we never knew why until I got older. And not only, it being explained to me, but, I found it somewhere. Because, like always, when I do like a topic like this or do a video, I do my best to do my research and find both sides and decipher the information. Not only do I decipher the information, process it, and if I find something that just doesn't seem, fathomable, because let's admit, the internet is not always correct on everything. So the wonderful thing that I taught my kids about Christmas is that now you grew up and now you carry the spirit of Christmas. The spirit of Christmas is the giving, just like the spirit of Easter. Jesus laid his life to give us life. And that's the spirit within the holiday. But see, whether like the unbeliever is saying, well, I don't believe in Jesus and we don't go to church. It seems like a great population of this world. Like I said, I'm trying to do better at the everyone and all. A good population of this world believes and has faith in something. Whether it's a different God from Jesus, whether it's a different religion, whether it's science, which that'll be a topic for another time. We believe in something. But to teach our children the different ways of these holidays, because like the greater population, they celebrate Easter. It's kind of like the saying, everybody's Irish on St. Patty's Day. So when we celebrate Easter, when the children are a certain age, we could teach them these things. And like I said, there are plenty of other opportunities to teach them. Because I know when I was in school, we weren't taught about Easter in any kind of these ways. We weren't taught about the Christmas. Because what they like to do is bring up the topic of separation of church and state. And yes, that's another topic for another time. So when I say Happy Easter, it's not me pushing religion, just like when I say I'll pray for you. It's me showing courtesy, respect, and love for you, just as Jesus did. Now, like I said, if we get followers, we get followers. If we don't, we don't. But I just want to make sure I say Happy Easter. And whichever way you believe, let's start teaching our children. Let's start learning ourselves. I'm not saying anybody is stupid. I'm not saying anybody has less knowledge than somebody else. And I'm not saying I know everything. But let's always dig a little deeper and learn. Because for a person that speaks before gaining knowledge shows ignorance. And a lot of times that's yet another problem with this world. We want to believe something that just pops up right away, as opposed to taking the time, taking the effort to learn before we speak. So this is Happy Chappy saying Happy Easter. God bless y'all. And don't forget, always, 1%, 1 degree. 1% or degree better than yesterday. God bless.